In this video, we play Chapter 1 of To Hell and Back Again, a solo D&D adventure designed as a prequel to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Hi, I'm Bob, and welcome to Bob World Builder, the D&D channel where we improve our games together. Subscribe for new videos every Wednesday under your subscriptions tab. This is not a paid promotion, but author Donathan Fry sent me this complimentary copy. And you can support the creators and I by checking out To Hell and Back Again on the DMs Guild using the affiliate links in the description. This module is written for one or more players and will take characters from 1st to 3rd level. It includes background on the Sword Coast, Baldur's Gate, and how to play D&D, as well as 4 pre-generated characters with character sheets for levels 1 through 3, making it a fantastic adventure for new players. And if you like this video, let me know in the comments if you want to see more gameplay from chapters 2 and 3. Here we go. To take full advantage of just how thorough this adventure is, I'm going to be using one of the pre-generated characters. So let's take a look at all 4 of them. Bryn, the virtuous vagabond. Lawful good human rogue, they them. Bryn is a deft archer and fighter that dual wields the curved short swords often used by their Bedine tribe. However, Bryn has become sickly and vulnerable with old age. They prefer to avoid direct conflict when possible, especially when they are without allies. In an adventuring party, Bryn's many talents and panther-like reflexes make them extremely valuable, both in and out of combat. Ekja, the retired raider. Neutral half-orc fighter, she/her. Despite her time spent as a pirate raider, Ekja does not play well with others when a fight breaks out. She tends to take the most straightforward approach to conflict, and her combination of speed, might, and skill with her double-bladed great axe make her a terrifying foe during combat, even when she's fighting alone. In an adventuring party, Ekja's prowess may prove useful, but her proclivity towards rushing in no matter the cost can also make her a liability to the safety of others. Mordecai, the ambitious archaeologist. Neutral evil tiefling sorcerer, he/him. Mordecai is a sorcerer with a cruel streak and much potential, who often relies on his intimidating presence and mind-controlling magic to diffuse immediate threats to his person. If he's forced to fight to the death, he has a variety of combat spells at his disposal, and uses them strategically to allow him to gain the upper hand on his enemies. Still, when faced with confrontation, he prefers to hang back out of harm's way, making him well suited for adventuring parties that can overlook his untrustworthy nature. And my adventurer of choice, Mayastan Rogar, the anarchistic acolyte. Chaotic good dragonborn cleric, he/him. Mayastan Rogar is a fearsome warrior priest whose strong arm, fiery breath, and holy magic are banes to any who dare face him. He is unable to abide injustice, and believes it is his duty as a cleric of Lendis to forcefully enact justice as he sees fit. While his protective and healing magics make him formidable alone, in an adventuring party his magic is life-saving for those he deems worthy of his protection. One more thing to go over before we dive in is this adventure's use of destiny points. Every adventurer has a destiny. Destiny points represent the twists and turns of fate that allow for adventurers to be heroic or to escape danger by the skin of their teeth. You begin your journey with 5 destiny points. During your adventures, you can choose to spend a destiny point to overcome an obstacle by automatically succeeding any single dice roll, such as an ability check or saving throw. You may also spend a destiny point to survive death when your hit points would be reduced to 0. And we'll read the rest of that when we come to it. Essentially, these work kind of like legendary actions and will probably come in useful for a solo player. Now let's get into it. Chapter 1, Into the Cloakwood. A1. On the outskirts of Ulgoth's Beard. It's a cloudy mid-morning, and you stand at the edge of a sleepy hamlet, Ulgoth's Beard. Above you is a floating house that circles lazily in the coastal breeze. From your view on the ground, it's clear that this house used to be a ship, converted with a roof and additional rooms to accommodate permanent life anchored to the small village. In the house's shadow, you take the folded job posting from your pocket, smoothing out the parchment to read it once more. Seeking an adventurer for an easy delivery job. Huge 200 gold pieces reward. Come to floating house at the edge of Ulgoth's Beard for more details. Chandalar. As you crane your head up to confirm that this was indeed the right floating house, the magical structure comes to a stop in the air. From far above, you can hear faint clicks and rattles as a mechanism is activated, and a moment later, a rope ladder unravels itself with the end landing right at your feet. With no spoken invitation, you start to climb up the ladder, hoping to not lose your grasp as you sway in the wind. After a climb that stretches on for a little too long, you finally reach the deck. Pulling yourself up onto the wooden surface, a pair of feet comes into view. A human man peers down at you through askew half-glasses, his eyes wide and twinkling with a manic energy. His long white hair and beard stand on end as if someone had just zapped him, giving him an even wilder look as he leans down with a grin. "Ah, you must have received my summons, yes? I was expecting someone days ago, but you'll do. The man, you can only assume is Chandalar, says hastily, his words almost tripping over each other. "Come along now, no time to waste. I have a storm to catch shortly." He turns his head inside the ship, expecting you to follow him. As you follow him inside, go to A2. A2, inside Chandalar's workshop. Chandalar leads you through the tight wooden hallways of his home, eventually opening a door and ushering you into a room. You find yourself inside a crowded workshop. Tools and gears hang on the wall next to shelves of books and jars. In the center of the room is a table covered in blueprints, dried mushrooms, and various crystals. One particularly large piece of quartz catches your attention as it pulses with a faint, white light. Your observations are interrupted by Chandalar placing a flagon of mystery liquid on the table in front of you. "What I need you to do is to go deliver this to the lady in green that lives in the Cloakwood, along with the message that I, Chandalar, require her services in the caverns below my house. Nature-based magic is powerful, you see, and I cannot sell mushrooms if I cannot grow them, and I cannot grow them without her magic." Chandalar rambles his instructions. "As you can tell, this job is very important, and you will be rewarded well once you return with her." He pauses for a moment, waiting for you to nod before he continues. "If you just go across the river and into the Cloakwood, take a left, and then... Wait, I should have a map somewhere." He turns to his bookshelf, starting to search through his tomes. As Chandalar searches for the map, you have a moment to digest his instructions and investigate an object a little further. If you peek inside the cask, go to A3. If you pick up the quartz, go to A4. So Mayastan is probably more interested in that glowing quartz. A4. Inside Chandalar's workshop. As you pick up the quartz in your hand, it feels warm to the touch. The white light continues to pulse with a slow and gentle rhythm. The crystal unmistakably arcane in some way. Make a DC 10 Intelligence Arcana check. 4 plus 0 is a 4. If your check fails, the arcane nature of this crystal escapes you. You put it on the table before Chandalar can notice that it had been moved. Go to A7. A7, inside Chandalar's workshop. After a few minutes of cursing and shuffling papers, Chandalar suddenly shoots upright and spins towards you with a piece of parchment in hand. "Aha, I knew it was in here. I just didn't expect to find it inside of that. Anyways, here's a map." He places it on the table in front of you, next to the flagon. On the parchment is a hastily scribbled drawing of the Cloakwood. Dashed lines show a winding pathway through the forest, dipping into thickets and creeks before arriving at a cave. At the bottom of the map is a note written in common. "Beware of Cloakwood. In the forest you will find more dangers than you bargained for." When you finish reading the map, Chandalar claps his hands. "Well then, I look forward to seeing you back here with the lady in green. Good luck!" Before you can object, a glow emanates from your feet. You look down and see that you're standing in the middle of an arcane circle. With a blink, you no longer stand inside of Chandalar's home. Add a flagon of mystery liquid to your inventory, then go to A8. A8, at the Cloakwood's edge. You're standing in front of a large, ancient forest. Gnarled and twisted trees tower above you, their branches intertwining into a dense canopy. Very little sunlight pierces through the leaves, covering the forest floor in shade. The sound of distant running water mixes with the buzz of insects, and the air is filled with the smell of decaying leaves and damp earth. As you consult your map, you notice two pathways in front of you. The one that the map guides you towards is a narrow path on the left, barely visible through the overgrown brush. You quickly realize that you would have to spend a lot of energy and time bushwhacking flora to get anywhere that way. The other trail is well trodden and a clear pathway on the right. It seems a much easier walk, though it would mean trying to navigate without the help of the map. If you take the overgrown pathway, go to A9. If you take the clear pathway, go to A11. While Mayastan is chaotic, he is also good, and I think he would follow the instructions laid out by his patron in this case. So I'm going to take the overgrown pathway. A9, through overgrown brush. You push your way through the thicket, bending foliage out of your way as you carefully navigate the dirt path. Branches and leaves snag on your clothes and bag, slowing you down on your trek. The path dips down onto the shores of a ravine before taking you back up and winding through crowded trees. Though you can't see the sun through the canopy, you believe that you have been traveling for over an hour. As you stop to take a breather and drink some water, you hear a skittering noise above you. Make a DC 13 Wisdom Perception check. I'm pretty good at this, I think. Oh, 12. If your check fails, you don't see anything, but you do feel something against your hand. As you look down, you see thick, white thread stuck to your hand. As you try to move your hand away, the thread sticks to you, starting to pull on what you now realize is a giant spider's web. Above you, the skittering noise resumes, and it dawns on you that you're about to become something's meal. Go to A10. A10, caught in the spider's web. Looking up, you see the dark form of a spider starting to descend down to the web. You better get out of there before the spider succeeds on making you its snack. During this encounter, the giant spider begins 20 feet above you on the giant web. It attempts to cocoon you from a distance with its ranged web attack before it gets up close to attack you with its paralyzing bite. Because you are caught in the spider's web at the start of each of your turns, you must succeed a DC 11 Strength Athletics check, or your movement speed is reduced by half until the start of your next turn. If you decide to escape this encounter, you must spend 1 point of destiny. You watch in horror as the spider descends towards you. Alright, well, I'm going to roll initiative for myself and the spider. Here we go. Okay, I have a 16, and the spider, nice, is a 9. Alright, so I start my turn with this DC 11 strength check. And of course, I rolled a 10, so my movement is halved. But I'm going to continue and try to, it starts 20 feet away from me, so I'm going to go at it with a Sacred Flame. So the spider makes a dexterity check, or saving throw rather. It got a 14, and my spell save is a 12, so it dodged my Sacred Flame, and the spider is going to start with its ranged web attack. That was a 13 to hit, but haha, my AC is 18. So it's able to dodge my Sacred Flame as I'm pulling against the web, and even though I'm caught in part of its web, I'm able to duck under as it shoots another web at me. Alright, my turn again. Here's my strength check. And that fails again, so my movement speed is halved. I'm going to move 10 feet closer to it and use my breath weapon. Here we go. Fire. It's got to roll a dex save, and it freaking succeeds, but it takes half damage, 2d6, as my fire breath shoots at it, giving it 8 fire damage. And it's going to close the distance and try a bite attack on me. Only a 9 to hit, so I'm able to somehow lift my shield and block that bite. And since it's right up to me now, I'm going to just try to whack it with my mace. Nice, 19 to hit, and 8 damage, and that does it. I squashed this spider. It only had 15 total hit points. Sick. Oh wait, but it was supposed to take half of that fire damage. It's still alive with 4 hit points. Okay, it's the spider's turn then. It's probably going to try another bite on me. And that one hits. 5 piercing damage on me. I'm only at 5 hit points then. And I have to make a DC 8 Constitution save. Alright, whew. And let's try another mace attack, hopefully finishing it off. Heck yeah. Okay, that was a 22 to hit. 5 damage. Boy is squished. Nice. I pull the rest of the web off of me, and here we go. If you survive your encounter with the giant spider, you only realize once you have escaped the sticking web that you have lost a flagon of mystery liquid from your possessions and are unable to find it again despite all the effort. You can feel your heart beat a little faster with panic, as your adventure seems to already be in jeopardy. Remove the item from your inventory, then go to A15. No more flagon. Ooh, I kind of want to heal myself, but I'm going to wait. So A15. The entrance of a cave. After walking through the cloakwood for another hour, you turn a bend and find yourself in front of a cave. You can see delicate leaves and flowers carved into the dark green stone that marks the cave entrance. You feel a soft, fresh breeze from the opening and see a faint purple light emanating from much deeper within the cave. Confirming your location with your map, you're sure that this is the dwelling of the Lady in Green. As you put away the map, you hear something carried along by the breeze that escapes from within the cave. The sound changes, becoming melodic. A voice humming with a soft, soothing song. It pulls at you, and you feel compelled to enter the cave. Oh my gosh, make a DC 13 wisdom saving throw. Son of a gun. 6, yeah. If your check fails, the enchanting melody draws you to find its source. You enter the cave, ignoring everything but the song. Go to A16. A16, inside the cave. As you move deeper into the cave, the strange, purple light grows brighter, refracting across crystals that line the rocky walls. Stone floor gives way to grass and wildflowers under your feet, softening your footsteps. The humming becomes more clear and loud, and then you turn a corner and find yourself in a small cavern. The ceiling is covered in large crystals, and butterflies flit through the air. A gentle breeze blows through, carrying with it a faint and sweet floral scent. In the middle of the cavern are 2 figures illuminated by the glow of a shimmering purple portal, the source of the strange light that led you here. One of the pair looks to be a blonde elven woman in a green dress, sitting with her legs tucked under her. The lady in green looks down at her companion, and a soft smile touches her lips as she hums. The other figure appears to be a human woman sitting on the ground with her head resting on the lady's lap. She's dressed in a heavy gold chestplate and a black skirt that spills out onto the grass. Black war paint streaks across her pale face and her shaved head, giving her a fierce appearance, but her eyes are closed and the expression cast across her face is serene. As you take one step closer, the humming abruptly stops, and you can see the lady in green staring at you with a flustered expression. She stands up quickly, and her abrupt, hasty rise reveals that beneath the lady's green skirt, she stands on a pair of very hairy goat legs. The armored woman follows suit, rising majestically, her serene expression now gone, replaced with a burning scowl. "How dare you trespass in my home?" The lady in green stands. Though her voice is sweet, it carries a resonating anger. Her hands bunch into the skirt, her face still flushed red. "Get out at once!" The armored woman takes the lady's hand and presses a short kiss to her knuckles. The woman then speaks with a proud voice that booms over a chorus of 100 quieter, tortured voices, whispering the same words. "Do not worry, my lady. I will make certain they are dealt with as I always do." After her promise, she turns her attention back towards you, and you see her form flicker. For a moment, you see the armored woman's true, sinister form revealed. Her eyes glow red, black feathered wings explode from her back, and a halo of fire ignites around the top of her head. "You heard the lady! Begone, you fool of a mortal!" The terrifying being's many voices echo. The portal flares with arcane energy, though now that magical light changes from purple to a deep crimson. The armored woman lifts a hand, and before you can say or do anything, she snaps her fingers, and the red light floods your senses, forcing you to close your eyes, and you feel as though you are falling and falling and falling until you can feel nothing at all. Advance your character to level 2, gain the benefits of having taken a long rest, and then go to B1. Let's take a look. Chapter 2, Welcome to Hell. B1. In a dark, bone-littered cave. You open your eyes and find yourself lying awkwardly in a pile of objects that press sharply into your back. The area around you is gloomy and dark, barely lit by a single torch glowing with a dim but pure white flame. You struggle to push up to your feet, and as your eyes adjust to the dark, you find yourself in a large cave. Something cracks and groans under your feet, and as you look down, you notice that you are standing on an ancient pile of brittle human bones that protest loudly beneath your weight. You wade through the bones and towards that dim white light at the other end of the cave, ready at any moment for the dead to rise and grasp at you with skeletal fingers. You can see shadows dancing all around you with every crunch, every footfall. Your heart is pounding against your chest as you reconcile your new reality. Where are you? Are you still in the Cloakwood? And how will you get out of this cave? Make a DC 10 wisdom saving throw. And that is where we'll end this part of the adventure. So if you want to see what happens in chapters 2 and 3, leave a comment below. Now check out the videos on your screen for more hellish D&D adventures. Thank you for watching, and keep building.